All right, friends, today we are going to study the first chapter of Civics for Class 9th. What is democracy and why democracy? We will clear our understanding of what this chapter entails. First, we will learn what democracy is, and then we will understand why democracy is important for us. So, let's start. As you all know, there are many countries in the world, and these countries need a government to run them. Now, let's talk about the types of governments. There are two types, democratic and non-democratic governments. First, let's discuss what a democratic government is. A democratic government is one that is formed by the people. In such countries, we say there is democracy. In simple terms, democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. In a democratic government, citizens have the right to elect their rulers. On the other hand, in a non-democratic government, citizens do not have the right to choose their rulers. For example, in a country like Myanmar, the army ruled the country, and the army leader automatically became the ruler. This means there was no democracy in Myanmar. Similarly, in Chile, there was a leader named Pinochet, who was not elected by the people, indicating a non-democratic government. There are also countries with a monarchy system, like Saudi Arabia, where the king rules simply because of his royal birth, without being elected by the people. Therefore, such a system is not democratic, because citizens do not have the option to choose their ruler. Sometimes it is not clear whether a country is democratic or not. To understand this, we need to carefully look at the features of democracy. Let's start with the example of Pakistan. In October 1999, Pakistan's military ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and military leader Pervez Musharraf declared himself the chief executive, and, later, the president. Even though a referendum in 2002 supported Musharraf's presidency, many believed it was not conducted legally. Another example is China, where elections are held every 5 years for the National People's Congress. However, the candidates need the approval of the Chinese Communist Party, which ensures that only one party remains in power. In Mexico, elections are held every 6 years, but from 1937 to 2000, the Institutional Revolutionary Party, PRI, always won, often using unfair practices to do so. From these examples, we derive the first feature of democracy. The final decision-making power must rest with those elected by the people. In a democracy, elections must be free and fair, allowing a genuine chance for different parties to win. In China, there is no choice for the people because of the single-party rule. In Mexico, even though there were multiple parties, the PRI's tactics prevented fair competition. Another feature is that every citizen's vote should have equal value. In some countries, like Saudi Arabia, before 2015, women did not have the right to vote. In Estonia, the electoral system made it difficult for Russian minorities to vote. The last feature is that a democratic government must operate within constitutional limits and respect citizens' rights. An example is Zimbabwe, where, after gaining independence, Robert Mugabe's government used unfair practices, amended the constitution to increase power, and suppressed opposition. After understanding the features and advantages of democracy, it might seem like the best form of government. However, democracy also has some demerits. These include instability due to frequent changes in leaders, competition and power play among multiple parties, delays in decision-making due to consultation processes, inexperienced leaders, corruption, and the possibility of electing unqualified leaders due to a lack of knowledge among ordinary people. In conclusion, while democracy has its flaws, it remains a widely preferred form of government. Understanding its features and challenges helps us appreciate its significance and work towards improving its implementation.